I've been there scrolling through endless listings of premium VR microphones that look flawless in the photos, only to end up with a set of capsules that sound flat, a cable mess that never fits my audio interface, and a whole lot of post-production headaches. It's frustrating because you're already spending time planning a 360-degree shoot, and the last thing you need is a microphone that turns your immersive vision into a half-baked audio experience. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. In this review I'm going to walk through exactly what the Soundfield by SF1 brings to the table, where it shines, and the hidden trade-offs that can make or break a VR audio workflow. First off, let's talk about the problem space. When you're creating VR or 360 video content, you need a microphone that captures sound from every direction with equal fidelity, because the viewer can look anywhere. Many Ambisonic kits on the market rely on a single cardioid capsule with a virtual surround algorithm, which often leads to uneven pickup and a sense that the audio is stuck behind the camera. The next big pain point is the wiring. A lot of kits bundle a single XLR that splits internally, so you end up with phantom power battles and a tangle of adapters. And then there's the post side. If the microphone doesn't give you discrete channels, you're forced into a generic decoder that can't be fine-tuned for your scene. The SF1 tackles those three issues head-on. It's built around a true tetrahedral array of 4 subcardioid capsules, each feeding its own output. That means you get 4 independent channels that map directly to the Ambisonic Sphere software tricks needed to recreate the missing directions. In practice, when I set it up on a gimbal for a street market walkthrough, the ambient chatter, the clink of metal pans, and the distant traffic all landed in the correct spatial positions when I played back the Ambisonic file in a VR headset. The sense of immersion was immediate. You could turn your head and hear a vendor calling you from the left, while a scooter zipped past on the right, exactly as it happened on camera. Setting it up isn't as intimidating as it might sound. The kit includes a 10-pin XLR Breakout Cable that fans out into 4 3-pin XLR plugs. You plug each one into a separate input on your audio interface, and you're ready to roll. The Breakout design does a good job of keeping the cable organized, and because each capsule has its own line, you can apply individual gain settings, or EQ if you need to tame a particularly loud source without affecting the whole field. The included shock mount is a solid metal cage that isolates the capsules from handling noise, which is a real lifesaver when you're moving the mic around on a boom or a rig. And the pop shield comes in handy if you ever need to capture dialogue inside a 360 environment, say, a narrator walking through a virtual museum without the usual plosive explosions. Now for the practical downsides. The biggest one is the input requirement. You need an interface with at least 4 XLR preamps, and that's a cost that can add up fast if you're still on a budget. I've seen creators try to patch 2 capsules into a single input with a cable, and the resulting phantom power conflicts can cause noise or even damage the mic. So if your current gear only gives you 2 inputs, you'll need to upgrade before this kit can shine. The other trade-off is size. The microphone assembly, with its Shockmount and Pop Shield, is larger than a typical shotgun mic, so you'll need to plan your rigging carefully, especially if you're mounting it on a small drone or a handheld stabilizer. It's not a clip-and-go solution. You have to think about balance and clearance. The software side also deserves a mention. The bundle ships with an Ambisonic processor plugin that lets you decode, rotate, and export the 4-channel recording into standard Ambassador. For everyday use, the biggest question is not just whether Soundfield by RDE SF1 Premium Ambisonic VR microphone with location recording kit and Ambisonic processor plugin has impressive specs, but whether those specs match the way you actually plan to use it. In the default_tech category, buyers should compare the headline features against their daily routine, setup space, compatibility needs, and how often they will use the product after the first week.